So welcome back guys. Uh let's just go through what I'm looking at this week. So I have AUD. As you can see, I've been waiting for this retest here, but let's just start the weekly time frame so we can see how we came about this trade. So as you can see here, market broke the OG level. It broke the OG level and retested again. So once it retested, you can see it had a weak rejection on the weekly time frame there, and it retested 3 times, and this is the current week we're in. And if I put on the daily time frame, this is where you see the clear retest, which is at this zone here. So we had the nice retest at this zone. Then let me just try to do this so I can show you why we lost here last week. If you can see, so on the 4 hour time frame, once this retested this zone here, you can see the retest that happened here. The 4 hour change structure, it became bullish at this zone here. So once it became bullish, I took my buy based off this break and this engulfing here. So then we lost. Yeah, but if you look at this trade, everything was right. Just we just lost. There's nothing we can do about it because you can see if I try to replay this at this one here. Let me just do this. You can see that if you are in the market and you see this move, you will probably be wanting the market to simply have that push, that pull back, then go up. Then so that's what I anticipated. Then the market just did something else. You can see we go stop that. But again, it broke above and retested. And now here is where I was looking for another chance of buying, but price just didn't give us what we wanted, so we did not participate in the market. Yeah, because the initial buy that I had, the possible buy was since market broke above this zone here and went below, I was waiting for a 4 hour retest shift, which is at this level. Yeah, and even though it wasn't at the OG level, but you can see that the 4 hour came back to the OG level and had a retest at the shift from this point of view. So it's still a valid trade unless if it never retested deeply in this zone. So you can see once we had the break, we had the retest here. There was no engulfing candle, so I didn't buy. I didn't consider this to be evening star or morning star was just didn't look clean to me. And it came back to this zone again. So it went back to being bearish. You can see market went bearish. Then it shifted at this zone here. It shifted at this zone. The first zone shifted at was here. And I was waiting for a retest here. If we can, this is this week, by the way. This was Tuesday. Yeah, so I was waiting for a retest at this zone here, but it just didn't also do what I wanted at this point. So it ended up breaking above this level here and making a new high. So this trade, it's missed. That's what we can just say. We've missed it. There's nothing we can do. Even if it comes here now, I won't be buying at the OG level. But if it's a day trade, you can see in the daily time frame that this is you can catch a buy once market pulls back at this zone. But I highly doubt if it will because it's already gone. It's already gone. And if it was to come here still, I would wait for a very clear shift because I don't want to enter this just because of I missed out. Yeah, and this would, even though if it was to retest this level, I wouldn't put it as a trade I would take next week. I would rather just watch and see what happens. But so yeah, this is the only point where we can have another push to the upside. But if it can come back at this level here, at this original 4 hour shift, without making any new higher high here, then I would be very much interested in this trade. But if it won't come back at this zone and only be here playing around this level, then I won't do anything. Uh, so that's it for this pair. And this was last week, so this is not the pair I took. This is not the trade I took this week. And the next pair I have is AUGPP. This has been my friend for at least a few weeks now. You can see we got the first buy at this zone, and market has just been, or a first sale market has just been selling. I only took one from this. The others have just been and spectating them because I was already in other trades that I even ended up losing. And if I just stick to this one, I would have been way better off. So you can see it started from here. We had the nice buy on a Thursday. So the trade I took was this one on a Monday. Then you can see what happened. So again, if I wanted, I would have just stick to this simple pair and waited for this nice entry there. But I didn't take this. But it was on that week's selection. So I just put this for learning purposes. Same with this loss here. I didn't take it. I just put it there. So what happens is I can have 4 or 5 trade pairs I'm looking at that week, but I will only take one trade. But in all those 5 or 4, if something happens or a trading opportunity, I'll mark it as a trade so I can see if this entry works. So you can see this I didn't take, but I just put this because there was an entry here, and I learned that, oh, if I took this I would have been stopped out, but I didn't take this trade. And same with this one and this one. I only took this one. So some of these I don't take them. I just put them there for learning purposes for my own. And so but this one I'm looking at it this week. So what I was waiting for, I can see I've been waiting for daily to retest that level. If you clearly see what's going on here is the market is bearish, but the daily all this time has been very much bullish, and I was going against my rule, and this will never happen again. With this journey you guys are going to follow along, you'll never see me take, and this is a B setup, I'll never take such trades. So the only trade now I have, the legit trade that I have, is this one, because now we have the daily is now bearish. It's closed below this level, and the weekly is also bearish. I'm sure the weekly is also bearish now. Yeah, the weekly is also bearish now. You can see there is this break, and you can see a nice engulfing on the weekly time frame, and a nice retest, week pullback, and a nice weekly confirmation there. So this is a very nice trade I would be looking at next week with a very serious note of taking this. Yeah, I excuse my English. Uh, it's not my native language, but yeah, we'll get along with it still. So the four time frame you can also see it's the same thing. Since the daily is now bearish, the weekly is now bearish. I just need this 4 hour to have a nice retest in this zone, because this is my OG level now. This is where the daily at its shift. So this is where I can possibly catch a sale. Yeah. So if we can come back in this zone, then we'll see what we can do. But I really want it to go bullish. I want the forward to go bullish by breaking this low just for now. Yeah. So that it can come back at this level while it's bullish. Then when then go bullish, then it will give me that shift I look for to then sell. But even if it doesn't do that, if it can just trace itself back in this zone, I will still find a way to catch a buy. a sale. Same as this, you can see market broke below. It went all the way down. You see, it went all the way down, and once market just came back at this one, there was this strong engulfing, and that was the signal for the sale. So even this same uh even the same trade I have right now, I just wanted to anything, if it either to break up below or it will just come back straight to this level and give me that engulfing candle, I'll take the trade. Yeah, my only interest is it coming back to this level. Then we'll see what will happen. Yeah, and so I've been waiting for this setup from Monday. And this is GBP USD. I missed this trade, you can see, but either way, the trade was just too, the risk was just too, it wasn't making sense, my risk to reward again, because this, let me just first go through the trade with you guys so you can see what's really been happening in this pair. So you can see that market is very much bullish. We shifted at this zone here. Let me just do this so you can follow me nicely. Mm. Oh, see, like, so you can see market shifted at this zone by breaking above this line here. Then we went bullish, and we had the weak pullback there. So anything now has to do with buys. Whether market is at this point, it's at that point, it's at that point, I have to buy. The only time I won't buy is when it breaks below this level here. When it breaks below this low, higher low. So for now, I'm still looking for buys. So as I'm looking for buys, market income here ended up breaking above this another point. So once it broke above that strong point, I switched to the daily time frame, because the first point I was waiting for market to retest at, it's this point. But you can see we only had a weak rejection instead of a retest. So there was no way I was going to catch that buy. But see what's happening here. Interestingly, we now have a break above, you have this daily point, and the daily is also bullish. By the way, you can see we were bearish there, then market now broke above this zone, so it's now bullish. And if you can clearly see, this is the higher high, and this is the higher low, so we can catch a buy within this zone for now. And if it goes above, we won't be interested in the buys anymore until it's just back at this zone. If it goes below, we'll be interested at the buys for when it's back at this point, or when it's back at this point. We buy low, we don't buy high. I can't buy here because this is buying at the, this is me buying high, you know. And when we go to a supermarket, we always want to buy. We always look for good quality at the lowest price possible. See? Yeah. So this is what we were anticipating. You can see that the daily had the break there. So once it had that break, it didn't retest though. It didn't come back at this zone. Let me just do this for you. Let me just do this. Okay. So see, look at this. So once the market has broken above, we've seen that this is a higher high and this is a higher low. What do we expect next? We expect this to happen, right? We expect a pullback and push the upside. But this is what you see what the market will do. You see, it comes back at this zone. So once it comes back at this zone, instead of giving me a nice proper entry, it ends up giving me something else. But you just see. So you see now it's up there. So now that the market is here, how will I join this? First of all, this market will missed the trade, so there's no point of me rushing and joining. But we are still in this trade. We are still in this. We're still focused on this pair. Maybe next week we might. But so you can see this is what I was waiting for. This pullback here. So once the market was retesting, what did it do? Also, it now it went bearish. You can see at this 4 point, it went bearish. It was bullish. It broke below. It went bearish. It reached this zone. So once it was at this level, it also made a new lower low, which is let me just delete this because you guys knew that it made this new lower low by making this a new lower high, and it made another lower low, and this was a new higher low, and market broke above this. Interestingly, it broke above this zone where I look for buys at. So for me, I even knew, okay, now we are going somewhere. You see, it broke above this zone here. So me, I now knew, oh, we are going somewhere with this. Then you can see this is the last this is the last candle that happens during New York session. Then it closed here. By this time, I can't do anything. So once it's at this zone here, first of all, then this is Asian session. This is all Asian session. This is all. So me, I woke up from here at this point when the market was at this level, and this trade was already missed at this level. See, so we missed out this. So even if this was in the New York session, there's no possible way. If I was taking this trade, I have to put my buy there and my stop below right here, which is fine, and my take profit all the way above there. Yeah, this is a trade, but it happened during the wrong session, so there's nothing I can do. But I would do something because I expect you can see the market is beginning to slow down a bit. So what we just need now is if market can trace back into this OG zone again and take out this 4 hour, it take out this 4 hour higher low, so it can become bearish again in the forward time frame. So that once it becomes bearish in the forward time frame, you know, something like this is what I'm talking about. Then we can have the shift again, then the retest, then the buy. This is what I'm trying to see if GPP can give me this by the end of this week or early next week. But this is a very good trade. This is a very good trade which can give us a lot of profit if we just wait for it to trace back here. If it won't give me that, then there is a chance I might add it next week, or the chance I might not add it the other week, especially if this week it closes above this position there. If it closes above this line, makes a new higher high, there are low chances I might be trading it. I might be trading it next week, because if it comes back here, then it will just be another double top again. You can see, because it will do something like this. Then this M pattern it's a good it's still a good trade, but this M pattern is a deal breaker, because there's a chance then the daily might go bearish once it retests this zone. You see, I don't know if you guys are getting me, but if this daily was going to break above this zone, it will make a new. Let me do this. If this daily was going to break above this zone, it will do something like this. The market is here, you see. It will do something like this. And once it does something like this, it makes the market bullish. And if you can see, what I'm trying to tell you guys is I want this market to come back within this zone and taking out this 4 hour price level. So meaning once the market comes back at this level now, if it breaks above this zone, let's say that today's um, daily closure breaks above this line, then the market will probably go bearish on the daily time frame, and now that becomes a B trade, and I don't do B trade. So that's why I'm trying. That's why I just want this market not to break above this, then retest this zone. Then that will be very fine with me. Uh, then this is USD CHF. This pair we saw. This is a perfect setup. Even though I didn't take it. And you know what's funny? This week the trade I took I lost. And the trade I didn't take is even going straight to my take profit. But we come to it, but let me just speak on this one as well. So you can see USD CHF, the market has been very much bearish. As you can see, it's been very much bearish. Yeah, it's been very much bearish. This was the high. Like I was telling you guys, if it's bearish, the only thing you do is look for sales until it breaks below or above. Until it breaks above, sorry. So we only look for sales, and you can see market came back at this level. I didn't do anything, even though it broke above this, because I was waiting to see if this weekly can either break above or break below. And once it gave me this engulfing, it showed me that market is still respecting this level here. We are still bearish. Even if you put it at that point, you put it there, it's the same thing. You're still bearish. So once it showed me I'm still bearish now, what do I look for? We now go to the daily time frame, because we now see that we are still trading in the zone, but the daily was bullish. Even the daily was still bearish. Interestingly, you can see the daily was still bearish as well. Yeah, so once it came back here, the only thing that I wanted was a nice structure. I didn't take this trade as well. Uh, Let me just remove this, make things clean. Uh, you see, so like here you can see the same thing, but let's just focus here. So once it came back here, I now switched to the 4 time frame, because I now saw that okay, the market is now bearish. You can see this is the 4 time frame. The market is now trading below this level. But how do I trade this interesting trend? You see, so what market did first, it tricked me. It made a new lower low and retested at this zone here and gave me an engulfing. So if I took this if I took this trade, I would have lost money. Yeah, because the OG level that led to this break was this one here, you see, and I'm supposed to wait for it to break to come back to this one there, and if it doesn't, then you just let the trade go, as you can see. So I didn't do anything here, just let it go, and you can see it ended up making nice double three tops there. Was still, and it went bullish. See, this is why I like to, if let's say the market changes and everything is bearish, I want the forward to at least go bullish a bit, so it can give me a structure point to join the trend. You see? So so you can see market went bullish here, then I knew okay, now we are okay. So once we went bullish there, we're at this point. So at this point I can't take any trade at all first. Here I'm just on waiting mode. I'm still just waiting, because it's not at, remember, the trade should be taken at the OG level. You see, even though it reacted at this point there, it reacted at this point, but this wasn't the daily. This was the daily OG level, not this one here. I just put this recently. At first it was like this. So once it retested this zone here, I had no trade at all. Even though it broke above, retested, gave me this, I had no interest at all, because this wasn't just clean. And yeah, so market went back to this zone. You can see it went back to this zone. It's so like I was saying there, I want to buy at the immediate OG level, which was here, but it didn't give me. It ended up breaking below. But interestingly, when this one broke below, the four continued being bearish. But for this one, it continued being bearish. Then it shifted. It shifted here. Shifted then went bullish, and that's my signal right there. So once market went bearish, went bullish, now I'm just waiting for a shift. Okay, so once now we have that shift on the 4 time frame, and if you guys can see it, you can clearly see it. We have the shift after market broke above this line. You can see it at a nice candle closure there. That's the shift. That's the only shift I need as confirmation for me to buy. So then what happens next? We have that retest of the shift there. We have the engulfing. We even have an extra pullback there. So you just enter the sale now and put the stop loss on above these 2 points. If I wanted, you can maybe just put it slightly here. But to be safe, you can see this is 16. You can add maybe extra 5 pips just to be safe. Yeah, that's extra 5 pips there. And you can now enjoy the ride. You can see how clean this went. Straight, it might even reach our take profit here very soon. So yeah, so you see the difference here. Market here was still very much bearish, and when it shifted here, it didn't shift at the OG level. This one shifted at the OG level. That's why we took the sale compared to, even though this one had a nice shift there, it broke it that the nice shift broke above, came back to retest this level. But once it broke above here, it made a new lower low. So this has to be my now selling point. So this trade already break is ruined because it has made a new lower low, and this is my new OG level. And this point is not where I can be selling. So it just became invalid. And this is the trade I was supposed to take on Tuesday. On Tuesday, yeah. Yeah, on Tuesday. But the trade I took was on a Monday, and it costed me if I was just maybe if I just slept that time. But but yeah, so this is Euro GBP. We took this trade and we lost last week. Yeah, this is the trade we took that we lost. Uh yeah, but just go through this a bit with you guys. So you can see that I was waiting for the daily to go bullish at this point here. Yeah. Oh, no, the daily was already bearish. Sorry, the daily was already bearish at this point. So it was just a matter of continuation of the trend. Yeah, and this, I think there was an OG level here. I don't know why it's not there. Yeah, there was an OG level at this point. Yeah, there was something I was looking at that made me sell at this level. Yeah, I think it was should be something like this. Yeah, but I can yeah, it was like this. Like this. So so what happened was you can see market broke above, market broke below, and I was looking for sales and were very much bearish in the weekly time frame. So when we go to the 4 hour time frame, this is the mistake I made here. Everything was fine, but the mistake I made, you see. You see my mistake. So as I was telling you, market was bearish and 4 hour bearish, and you can see as I was telling you, if everything is in line, I like it when it first goes bullish a bit, then shifts, then retests, then gives me that entry point, than just continuing with the sales just cause it's already everything is already bearish, you know. So the key here was everything was fine. I caught my I caught my I caught my sale at this point uh here, yeah, because it retested a bit at that level. No, no, I caught my sale using this 4 hour engulfing, this one here. Yeah, no, no, it was this one, but there was this retest. Yeah, there was this pullback, and I was even like, oh, we're having a pullback. But see the mistake I do. Instead of putting my stop loss on the all-time high, which on the week on above weeks, which was here. Because in this case, if let me say if this level had no such weeks, no weeks at all, yes, my stop loss qualifies to be at this point. Yeah. But the fact that there were a lot of weeks here, this was showing that market was going to retest this levels before it can finally push below. But I don't know what happened, guys. Yeah. And so that's the mistake I made. And we entered this buy, and I was expecting to get my 1, 2, 3 at this point. So if I was in the buy by now, if I'm just having a very bad retest and very bad pullback. Yeah, but this is the actual trade. You see, this is the actual trade we got stopped out because of yeah, because of not adding at least a few pips to our stop loss. So now what will happen is we'll still catch this trade, and it's not fear of missing out, but it's just what's going on. You can clearly see on the daily time frame this market is making new lower lows and new lower highs, and it's now at this OG level. So it's back at this OG level, and whenever we are below, we are selling. You can see. So what I just want is market to come back within this point as well, and just play around this area, then give me a nice entry next week, because I was expecting that entry this week, and we didn't get it. So if you can see right now, market is bullish. It's making new lower lows and new lower highs. And for now, this is just market structure. This means nothing to me, because this means nothing to me. It's just market noise. I'm only interested once market is in this level here. Yeah, and this will be a bit tricky because the 4 hour is bearish, the weekly is bearish, but it's it's not that much of a trick, if because since we now know that this market is already selling and it's at this point, if we can have just a sensible engulfing, the same engulfing we had here, then we can sell, you know, we can just sell. Because I'm sure if we have that engulfing in the 4 hour time frame, in the 1 hour or the 2 hour time frame, there's probably a shift and retest, but I don't do the 1 hour or the 2 hour or the 30 minutes. I just need this 4 hour daily and weekly. That's just enough for me. And I'm comfortable with that. So but if it can also break above this 4 hour bearish point, then go bullish a bit, I can be very much pleased with this pair. If you can break above there, then give me the shift, then that will be fine as well. But for now, I just needed to retest back in this zone, the daily time frame. And the daily time frame give me another nice engulfing candle. Once it's within this zone, then we are good to go, guys. Very much good to go. This is NZD card. This is another trade I was looking at. I've been looking at this week, sorry. So it's so funny that it gave, I've been patient with it, and it ended up not giving me what I was waiting for the whole month of April. The whole month of April, I was just waiting for this nice break, because the market is very much bullish. And like I told you, if it's bullish, we're still looking for buys as long as it's within this zone going up. We'll only look for sales once we have the weekly close below here for now. You see? Yeah, so what's really going on is it came back to retest this zone, and the all-time high for now is this one, as we can see. So uh oh, this is also market structure, but the market structure is occurring at nice OG level points where we can catch our buys from. So we missed this first OG level point, and maybe market might likely miss this one. We'll just focus on this one next week. But let me just go through what happened so you guys can see. So last week I didn't also take this trade, but I was just spectating, just seeing how I can use it if I had an entry. And I also lost because market wasn't just ready to go up, I guess. You can see this is the day, this is the weekly time frame. Okay, let me use the daily first so you guys can see what I'm really talking about. So you can see market came back at this point here. It came back at this point. I don't, maybe it's because I didn't count this as an OG level, but this wasn't just clear for me to count as the daily was bearish. But if that's the mistake, then maybe that's why I lost here. But rather than that, you can see market was still bullish. Came back at this zone. I think it's because this was bullish. This was, yeah. I think we lost here because the market went bearish on the daily time frame, even though we don't consider this as a shift. But yeah, it went bearish because of that, and that's why we lost this trade. And you can see we had the retest at this daily time frame, and market came back here and it shifted at this point. It became bullish at this level, but this was at this OG level here. You see? It was at this OG level. Oh, I see my other mistake. I was supposed to wait for a retest at this zone here. But this is where we had the shift from. Yeah. If I was going to consider this, I was supposed to wait for a break above here and a retest and a sell, a buy. Okay, I see my mistake. But yeah, so this is what happened. It came back at this level, retested, and it broke below. So once it broke below, even though it gave us a nice engulfing, even if my stop loss was below this level, I was still being stopped out. Why? Because the market first on the daily time frame was bullish, was bearish. The 4-hour retest happened at this OG level, so I was supposed to wait for retest at this OG level. And I was supposed to only count this OG level invalid if the market broke above this candle right here, this OG level. But yeah, so we lost this, and it came back all the way to this other OG level, which is here. You can just see it's not, I just removed the highlighting, but if I do this, you can see. So once it came back at this point, it shifted, it shifted this level here, went bullish, went further bullish, continued making new higher highs, and it went bearish again and came back at this zone. So once it came back at this zone, now we are waiting for that break and retest and engulfing to buy, right? But we didn't get it. So market continued going up, and I can't use this as an engulfing, this point here, because this was a weak rejection. Market didn't retest this point. It didn't retest my OG level. So it went up, and now you can clearly see why I've switched to this OG level because it's now broken above. So the next position I can look for buys is this point here. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for market to retest this. But to keep all this simple, you can just see that this, you can if you want, you can consider this as a 4 hour lower high, and this as a 4 hour lower low, and all you are simply waiting. You've been waiting for the shift, and we now have the shift. So we now need this retest at this point there. Then we'll sell. And if this point doesn't fail, if this point fails to respect, or the market closes way above this, then we'll change again. We'll now consider the other OG level, which is at this level here. You see the other OG level, which is this one, which is here, is the one we'll consider. Yeah, so if it can't respect, it can't retest all the way back here, which probably it won't. My next point to buy is at this level next week, which is also still fine because now we have a clear confirmation that market wants to continue buying high. So we can just remove this and also remove this. And can do this. Okay, so okay, this is another OG level. Let's put this. Okay, so we'll see if it will test back at this level next week. Then we'll catch our sale. Yeah. If not, we'll catch our sale at this point. Well, anywhere it will retest as long as it's within the daily time frame OG level, and our daily time frame positions of looking for buys is within this point so far. So anywhere within either this level, either from this level, starting from this level here, we can catch buys. But for now, just faint it. Here we can catch buys, and here we can also catch buys. So we just have to wait and see where the market will respect the most. If we want, we can make this clear by drawing a bit back here so we can have those nice touches. Clearly you can see. Yeah, but rather than that, it's one and the same thing. So this is what we will be waiting for next week or this week maybe. Who knows? But this is this is the pair we took and we lost. I didn't take this trade, I was just spectating as well. Uh, so firstly, the mistake I made was I thought this was a force breakout, and I've never in my life ever traded force breakout, but I don't know why I thought this was a force breakout, and I broke my trading plan and I bear the consequences. So I thought this was a force breakout because of the way the weekly was retesting back, and I didn't think this was an OG level because it's only at this point. But if when I went back after losing, when I went years back, I noticed that this was an OG level that was respected. That's where I knew that, oh, we made a mistake, guys. Yeah, so this market is very much bullish, and you can see the weekly is bullish. So we are looking for buys until it breaks below this zone. But for now, we are still looking for buys. We're still very much interested in buys. So this was supposed to be an OG level where I just wait for market to shift and give me opportunities to buy. But I got distracted by this head and showdown, the daily time frame, thinking the market did the first breakout, which I don't even ever consider in my trading plan because it's either the market is bullish or it's bearish. But I don't know what we ate that day that made us change our thinking. But anyway, yeah. So we bear this loss, and this was on a Monday. So if I didn't take this trade, I would have taken USD CHF, the one I was showing you. But and it tricked me, guys. It tricked me so good. You can see the market was making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. And it at some point, it even did what I was telling you. If everything is in line, I want it first go bullish a bit. You can see 4 hour went bullish a bit. Then it retested and it retested this zone here, gave me an engulfing candle. So either I took the sell or the buy from here or here, I would have still lost. So then I wanted the retest and it gave me that retest. Then it gave me the engulfing candle there. You see, and this was around the last candle for Friday last week. So I was like, okay, I'll see what the market will do on Monday. So on Monday it came back with this few pushes up. Then it gave me this engulfing. Oh, little did I didn't even hesitate. I just entered my buy at this point and put my stop loss here, which is a very nice way to enter. If I was right about the direction, this would have gone straight to my take profit. And then market just went fast to my, it never even gave me any greens. I just started straight in red. And I was in red for 2 days straight. Wednesday, I even got stopped out. Yeah, so it taught me one thing about as long as the weekly is bullish, start going with the market. If the weekly is bearish, go with the flow. So that's why I made a mistake and I paid the price. And I can guarantee you in this journey, you guys who follow me, you will never see this mistake again. So this is the pair we ended up taking and losing. But for now, that we know the direction, all this has now changed. So we can see that what we now need to wait for is this, since the weekly is bullish, right? And the 4 hour the 4 hour the daily is bearish. I just need to wait for the daily to go bullish, and the daily will go bullish once it breaks above this zone. If it breaks above this zone, then now, cool, we can start looking for buys. You see, we can start looking for buys at this point here. Yeah, and we'll continue with the buys. And these buys will be very long. This trade will be a long trade that we can even come out. I expect to even reach this zone here. Yeah. And this loss we took here, let me just try to explain it to you guys a bit. The reason why this loss, I also didn't take this trade because I was in that GBP AU card, AUD trade that I was telling you, which I got, right? Yeah, but the reason why I got stopped out is the same thing I was telling you. When everything is just in sync, then you want to trade, it's very hard because I was trading at the all-time high. You can see market broke, retested, continued. It was still bearish, by the way. At this point, it was still bullish. It broke above, retested this zone nicely, gave me an engulfing, but we got stopped up. Why? Because we were buying at the all-time high. You see? That's the bad part of buying at the all-time high here. So if I was going to be interested in buying, I was supposed to wait for market to retrace, retest back in this zone here, within this zone, then I buy. I was buying at the all-time high. So that's why we got kicked out. But all these mistakes I've been learning, and there's no way I can do this again because they've costed me much. And I'm just showing you guys because you follow me on this journey, so you need to keep track of my transformation as well, and on how we've changed in many things that we won't be doing. So just before I end this, um I'll also update you in the 4 5 a.m. candle, 4 p.m. candle, and 8 p.m. candle. So every day you get 4 versions of my video. The one that starts now, which was at 6 a.m. In London session, then the 5 a.m. candle session for New York, then the 4 p.m., which is the 8 a.m. session. Okay, let me just make this easy. You get the 5 a.m. candle, you get the 8 a.m. 9 a.m. candle, and you get the 1 p.m. candle analysis every day, every day. Yeah, as long as it's the weekend, even on the weekend, you get my analysis. So thank you guys for watching. Yeah. Welcome back, guys. So this is 5 a.m. candle, like I told you, it's the 5 a.m. candle. So let me just update you on what's going on right now. So you can see how we'll go about this trades. So firstly, uh, this is Eurocard, the one I told you. Just put this down here. The one I told you that we lost, and let me just start with. So we have AUD, USD, still nothing. As you can see, I'm still waiting for that retest. There's still nothing here. Well, we're expecting if it comes back here today or breaks above that level, or market closes on this at this zone still. Yeah, so there's nothing there, and GBP AUD still waiting for that retest as well. You can see we have nothing there, and we have nothing there as well. And UGPUSD, I'm still waiting for that retest here. Still nothing there. So and we have USD You see, the pair I was telling you, so I'm supposed to take is probably maybe the same candle might give us the take profit we need. Yeah. So that's the thing. This might give us the take profit we need today, even though we ended up taking the wrong trade, but that's fine. So then this is Euro GBP. I'm still waiting for that retest at this zone here. Then I'll see what will happen. But I think this might be ready next week. This might even retest back to this level here. And NZD card is broken above this, so we expect this push to continue. And most likely our next buy for next week might be at this level here. Or it might be at or might not even catch it, because at this rate the market is going, it might even break this level here, but we'll see how it all reacts to the price. But I'm still waiting for market structures change there. Especially so also for this one, I would want especially this week to close with the bullish engulfing candle right there. Then we can catch our buys for next week. Yeah, so I want this daily to just shift as we are expecting right here. Then we'll catch our buys. So these pairs you've seen here, the ones I trade, I only trade these pairs. I add nothing or remove anything. These are the only pairs we'll be trading. And I also look at gold sometimes. Yeah, even though I never took these trades because the daily was was very so I was just trying to see what happened. No. I never took this trade because of the US Iran war because market wasn't certain, but I was doing the analysis though. Yeah, so I stick to currency pairs more in those times, you know. Um, so, but now I can see it's clear. We're having the daily shift. The daily is now bullish, so I can catch some buys if it can retest back to this zone. Yeah, and the 4 hour time frame you can see. Uh, yeah, it's even now bullish the 4 hour time frame. So once it comes back at this level, it will be bearish. Then I have to wait for it to go bullish again, which is what I want to see. Cause as you can see, for right now, it's bullish at this point. So once it retests, it will go bearish. Then it will keep on making lower lows, lower highs. Then break, retest, then to buy. So this is what I'm just waiting for God. If you don't give me that in this commodity, I'll simply do nothing. Maybe where I can catch another buy is if it was to break this zone here. Then we might maybe see if we can catch any buys, but I wouldn't even take it because I want at least when I buy for me what I want is when I take a trade, I'm not bothered if it goes to my stop loss. That's the only thing I look for when I'm trading. I want if I take enter a position, if it goes to my stop loss, I have no problem with it because I know I followed everything I do in order to value that trade. And sometimes when I missed a point in valuing that trade, I expect to lose. Like even once I found out I was wrong about this pair on Tuesday, I expected to lose because I knew this. If it went down, it was just luck, or it was I don't know. But soon as I enter a position where I know everything I did was correct, I'm always fine with my setup. That's what I always want to do is make sure when I'm entering a position, I'm comfortable with either result. So uh the let me just talk to you guys since you'll be watching all these videos someday, I'm sure. But this is the first video I'll probably upload for you guys. But let me just type you the rules of this game. So firstly, I'm only um I owe you guys a video every day. Every day. Yeah. Every day I owe you guys a video. So the first thing is the road to I just want $100,000. Yeah. So plan. I already have a plan set up by the way, but I've just made I always upload a video every day until I get this in my bank account, in my trading account. Once I get that, then I might just be doing it once in a while. But other than that, you see me showing up every day. Current current state, I have zero. $0, 100% skill. This is the current state. So rules for my trading journey with you guys. I'm just I do this, by the way, I've been doing this for many years, like 2.5 years now, and I just want to make this a bit interesting for myself and you guys. But I think you might watch this after, maybe by the time you're watching this, I'll be already a millionaire or billionaire. But I'm just doing this for the sake of future, I don't know. Yeah, but let's just go with it. Rules for my trading journey with you guys, just for this setup. By the way, these rules are the things I've learned from and the things I follow always. And now hold myself accountable every time before we take a trade. So number one is minimum of 1 to 3 risk to reward and maximum one trade per week. I've tried putting my minimum into I've tried putting my minimum to 1 to 2, and every time it reached my 1 to 2, it went to 1 to 3 and furthermore. I've tried to increase from 1 to 3 to 1 to 4, 1 to 6. Every time it reached my 1 to 3, it went back to stop loss my sometimes, most of the time. So this is what I stick to minimum. I only want a 1 to 3 always. Whether the market will keep on going down, I don't care. If you keep on going up, I don't care. Just give me my 1 to 3. That's all. That's the only percent. I just want a 3% return from my 1% risk. That's all. So maximum is one trade per week. I've tried taking 2 trades, 3 trades, 4 trades per week, and it has costed me my progress. Right now, I would have been at a position where I would have been way, way better. But I've tried taking more than I'm supposed to take, and it costed me dearly. So this is something I will never break. And number two is once entered, no break even. Only stop loss or take profit. I believe for me to enter a position, then I trust my analysis. So I should be fine with the market going 50% up in profit and going back to 50% in drawdown, because I trust my analysis. I won't close because of the negative 50% in my position. No, I should be okay with the price going even to 90%, negative 90% in drawdown. And as long as it just doesn't hit 100% of my drawdown, I'm still in the trade. Whether it was one tip from my 1 to 3, then back to entry position, I'm still in the trade. And I've tried doing this, it has costed me dearly. There were times when market was up, was up maybe even 50% profit, and went back to my stop loss. I put drawdown, I put break even. The moment it touched break even, it went straight to take profit. There were points where it's almost reaching my stop loss. I tried to increase my stop loss and it went furthermore. There were moments where I knew this was supposed to be my take profit. I added more to it. It stopped me, went straight to stop loss. So that's the only way we'll do it. Once I've entered, no break even, only stop loss or take profit, because I believe in my strategy. So I should be okay with the downside of the move as well. So no risking more than 1% weekly. I only take one trade per week, so that's 1%. I shouldn't take two because now I'm exposing myself to 2%. And if I expose myself 2% per week, now I have to make sure that next week I make my minimum, my risk to reward ratio will now be 1 to 5 because I want to make sure I cater for the two losses and now the three profits, you see? So that's just now scaling myself into more damage and exposing myself into more risk, So it's better just minimum of 1 to 3 is to reward ratio, maximum of one trade per week, which is 1%. Whereby if I catch one, 2, 3, I'm okay with losing 3 times. That is 3 weeks in a row because I'll still be okay. I'll still be fine. Then I catch one, the next week I take 3 losses. That's me just going back to more than I lost. So that's I'm not being profitable. So you never see me risking more than 1%. Whether I lose on Monday, like I entered on Monday this week and I lost on Wednesday morning and I'm still fine with it and I'll still show up on the market. I'll do everything I'm supposed to do, but I won't take any trade, regardless of how clean it might look. Because it might look good in your eyes, but trust me, it might even go to your take profit, but what if you do that and it goes to your stop loss? You see? So we never do that. And number four, no FOMO, you know. Once missed, forget. Unless it comes back to entry position and gives same position and gives same structure, not a pullback. Fear of missing out. I've tried this as well. I wake up, I find the trade has left me, then I want to catch it. Then where I catch it from, I end up giving myself a tight stop loss. And it goes back to entry position, makes another structure, then goes to TP, and I lose money just because I was scared to watch the trade just go in my way. So I also learned a lot from that. And I can't do that anymore because we have to grow in this business, want to make money. All these mistakes I'm telling you are things we know, but we just do them. But if you write them down, it's hard for you to break them because they'll always talk to you and remind you of the feeling you had that day. So number 5 is swing trades because they make sense, not because I like the pair. See, so I'll take a trade not because I like the pair, but because the trade makes sense to me. Always, always. That's why I've been given every every trade you can see, every pair, trend setter, Mr. All these names, so that I give my brain the illusion that I like everything here. I'm just going to take what makes the most sense. Yeah, so that's how we go about it because you might pick a trade and you find out that's a wrong trade, but just picked it because you thought it's going to be um a good trade because you like it or you've got more wins from it. So second one is stop loss should always be below or above week play it safe then end. You know. So by above, this should be at least maybe 5 extra pips. You know. Yeah. So stop loss should always be below or above weeks, which is fine. Sometimes, because sometimes I would find myself putting and give myself a very tight stop loss. Like earlier on this same video, I was showing one of the trade that stopped me out last week. And I just found out this rule, so I had to put it there as well. And so we have to make sure we don't do that also. And if there is no opportunity that week, then there is no trade. Simple. Opportunity that week, then there is no trade that week. I've done this, I've tried to force myself in taking trades just so I can participate in the market, and I lost heavy money, heavy load of money, you know. So this is also a very important rule. And no adding pairs I don't trade. I don't trade. So these pairs I've shown you here, these are the only things I'll be trading until we reach my goal. These are the only pairs I'll be trading, you know. I don't usually trade Nasdaq or US 30 or US 500 or US oil. Maybe the only pairs you ever see me trade are these two: US oil, maybe Bitcoin or USD. These are USD. These other three, I just look at them, you know. And let's look at them. And number 9, we have entry session. This is very important. Entry session is during London Open, always London Open, which is right now 5 a.m. candle, and New York session. So my entry should only be from 5 a.m. New York time. Then there's 9 a.m. Then there's 1 p.m. So I only have 3 chances of trying to enter a trade. If I can't catch any trade in these time frames, then I can't do anything. It was 5 a.m. That's when the London session is around, I think, 10 a.m. Yeah, then that's when the 4 time frame also closes. And so these are the only time I can catch a trade. If I can't catch a trade around this level, I can't catch a trade during Asian session. I can't. Or the other Sydney session, no. I've tried doing that and I've got stopped out many times. And sometimes I even found out that the market didn't really even do anything the whole night. Okay, so number 10 is retest should be candle closure always at OG level, not a weak rejection. Oh, what did I do? Okay, so this is also very important. Sometimes we can make a mistake. You think it's a retest, but it's just a rejection, and price goes back to feel that rejection, you know, that week. So it's very important that you wait for the market fully retest with a candle closure. And that's what I now wait for. Because back then, all these things I'm telling you, I tried to do the opposite and I got stopped out. I lost enough money and it left me upset and pissed at myself. So I'm telling you this coming from a place of experience and a place of regret that I can never do this again. That's why I'm sharing you this with things with you and hold myself accountable. So I'm buying above. When it's at OG level, I'm trying my best to buy above OG level and selling below OG level. Yeah. What I mean by buying above OG level or selling below OG level, I mean this. So this can be my OG level right here. You can see all these lines. So, mm, so this thing can go this side. Okay, so let me just make, for instance, take for instance, this is my OG level. This this state here. Okay, all this line here. So if I'm buying, I don't just cause let me give you this. So market is coming from this direction. It comes at this level, you know. Maybe I'm waiting for 4 hour time frame to shift. Then it shifts at this zone, then buys, that's fine, can buy. Then sometimes you find it can it market retest to your level, then it's at your OG level, then it gives you the shift at this zone here to buy. So this is what I mean to buying above. You want to buy when price is at least in this zone, not when it's below here. Then you want to buy. You know, sometimes it's even better to buy at least when the shift is within at this point, because usually if you're buying, your entry position will be or at least just before the break here. That's why you find your entry position. So that's why I'm saying buy above. And when it comes to selling, the same thing, you don't want to be selling when market comes to this zone and gives you that shift, then it comes at this level, then you want to catch your sale here. No, you can't catch your sale here. Or you want to catch your sale once at least market breaks below this level, or at least once when market is within this zone, at least targeting the break of this structure point here when it's somewhere near there, because that's why you can convince yourself, okay, this is market going down, you know. Yeah, so that's what I mean by buying above or selling below. I don't mean just because market rejects this level and it's here you can buy. No, you just it will just makes you see, guys, you see as we go on together, you just see what makes sense uh and what I'll be doing. But that's what I mean, you want to be buying at those levels that uh at least gives you that belief that okay, the market now is ready to go up, the market now is ready to go down. So the next thing is we're now at we're now at 12. We will only strictly deal with 4 hour time frame, daily time frame, and 1 week time frame only. And we buy low and sell high. Always. Like we don't sell at the lower low. We don't buy at the high. No. We always buy when we are at least at the potential retest where price will push further up. At least we sell when there's a retest where we know price will now push further below. So we are not buying at the all-time high or the all-time low. No, 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 no. I've tried that and I've got wicked out and lost a lot of money. I'll give you an example soon. Let me just finish this. Then the last but not the least is we only, not we, I only take a setup trades. When I mean a setup trades is where 1 hour, or where the 4 hour, the daily, and um 1 week, they are all in one direction. Usually I have to start with the weekly, make sure it's in that direction, then the daily, then usually the 4 hour is in the opposite direction. So I have to wait for the 4 hour to go at my OG level, then shift. Then it gives me that entry position I want. So these are the few rules we only follow. And I've tried. mm, I've I've written these things down based on my experience. Based on my experience with the market, and I've tried breaking single every single one of these rules and suffered and I suffered deeply, guys. So this is just a nice reminder. I've tried breaking all of these, guys, every single one of these rules, every single one, and I've suffered regret and delay in many ways. And it's even just by God's mercy, I'm still alive in the markets because I've lost enough. But through my losing and my failures, I discovered all these rules. So that's why I've written them down for you so that we can all follow them as we go along with this journey and never break any of these. Because if we stick to all these, we'll be very rich, very rich. I'm telling you guys, very rich. So these are the rules we'll follow in this journey of ours. We'll always look at these rules every day. Okay, so let me show you the pair that disciplined me from buying at the whole time high and selling, so you can know what I'm talking about, huh? You know what I'm talking about. Everything I've told you I've tried. So you can look at this pair. This is a very nice trade, but I was buying at the whole time high here. I didn't even wait for a proper retest, which was the initial retest should be at this zone. If you see, this is where we're having the daily break, but I followed this position just because it broke below above this structure point. I thought the market would now continue going up from here instead of waiting for price to come back all the way at this OG level. I thought I've missed out and I tried to jump in the trade. And already I had taken 2 trades that week. I had taken a trade. Yeah, I think I had taken a trade. And no, it's the other week. Then look at what happened. So, and And so this is what happened. It even looked so clean to me. It gave me everything I looked for in the market. You can see we have the 4 hour there, we have the 4 hour shift. It get every confirmation I look for. You can see the 4 hour time frame. We're having that structure point. It shifted for me, retested for me, gave me the engulfing. And when I found it that already been put back and gave me this engulfing, so I entered off this engulfing right here. And even if I was to put my stop loss all the way below here, I would have suffered the consequence. So I put my stop loss right below here, you know. So I watched market. I was watching the market and I was with my friend, and price reached at this level here. I was up 2.6%. Just waiting for my 3 risk to reward ratio, just then I can close at this level. So I was even talking to my friend, bro, this will be very nice. If we can just catch our trade here, then this will be up. And I never expected this market to go. As soon as I was saying I never expected, the market was here. It just wicked me out. I don't know what news happened or whatever happened, but it wicked me out. So you see, if I didn't jump in because I was missing out, or if I didn't buy at the all-time high, if I avoided this loss, because even if it came at my OG level here, I wouldn't have done anything at all. You see, so all these are things that I broke, and I suffered the consequence. And telling you guys as well so that we don't do that mistake also. I think this is just too big. It's just too big, yeah? This level is too big. Yeah, it was too big. Yeah, but so this is what happened to me. You see, so but I won't repeat that again. I won't let you guys down because you expect that of me, and I should be an example for everything I've told you, but those are the things we won't be doing. So these are the pairs we'll be analyzing on a Friday. But for now, this week we're no longer interested in them. Most of you would say, but you're saying you're buying at the OG level. How come this time you didn't buy at the OG level? Here it's different. You can see market is retesting that zone and it's having that you can see that retest at this level here. You can see that retest, and this is a full daily candle closure, and you have the nice morning star formation. This is the only pair that gives me morning star formation, and it went and it bought. So but this rarely happens though, because this move usually happens within this zone, you know. So that's what's going on. So I'll update you guys later in the at during the New York session, but for now we have no setup, and when you look up things, this is going to continue going up. This is also going maybe to break below a bit. And this is also going to maybe continue going up. This might reach take profit just very soon. Now, this one is retesting our level, which is fine. This one is, I think, we won't have that retest this week, but we'll see. There's still enough time. So this pair we lost again. So you can see it even went further up, showing me I was very wrong about my move, you know. So these are such things we won't repeat. Mm, yeah, so that's it. I think I'll update you in the New York session, and this the one would have made ourselves some money. Welcome back, guys. So this is 9 a.m. and New York session just opened. So let's just go through what we're waiting for. So you can see nothing has happened, and since nothing has happened, we also do nothing. You can see this is AUD. So since it has not broken above this level, there's even a high chance next week retest might come all the way down here. Yeah, so we'll just see where to respect. Yeah, but this is what I expect. I would even like to see tomorrow the Friday candle at least to come give me that any red candle at least tomorrow. That would be fine with me. Okay, so this is GBP. Looks like we have that retest and market is pulling back. The market is pulling back here. Mm. So probably tomorrow we might have that initial retest here, or it might break below a bit, then still come back to the zone. Yeah, but the only sell I'll take is when price comes back within this zone. Mm. Then this is GBP USD. Mm. So you can see it's now trying to close above this. This is going to make us not pick this trade next week because, like I explained to you earlier in the morning, if it breaks above, then once it comes below here, then there'll be a potential uh double top pattern. Yeah, but for now you can see market is still bullish in the daily 4 hour time frame. So if the 4 hour time frame breaks above this level, then I know that okay, I have to wait for market to retest back at this zone here and shift because already it's going to make a new high once it breaks above here. So meaning the 4 hour is now bullish, so we have to wait for it to retrace within this zone. So if it doesn't break above this level, then my entry position should be right around this area here, right around this area. But if it does break above, then my position will be at this OG level, because then I have to wait for the shift. Then I can enter my sell, my buy. Yeah. So I think it's even a good idea that we see a break above this level here. And we have USD CHF. This might hit take profit this session now. You can see it's just been trying to break, give us a 1 to 3, but still taking time there. But that's not the deal. So just wait for it to break below. There's just one more time, one more candle that's left. Probably this same one might do the job. This is now Euro GBP. Still waiting for this retest within this zone. You can see probably tomorrow again. That's when we might have the candle closure here. Then Monday we'll just see if we can have a bullish candle closing below. Then that's our confirmation to sell. So these pairs are going to be interesting next week. Maybe I might even just stick to this, but we'll see. Then this is NZD card that has broken above here. Looks like we might look for buys at this zone. Yeah, might look for buys at this zone. With this rate, with this, might look for buys at this zone. Let's delete this thing. This is for a time frame. Yeah, I look for buys once price comes back at this level, respects it, or at this level, then respects it. Any level, but between these two, you might see where price will make the most sense. But once it touches this level, then then we have to wait for more market confirmation because it will now be rejecting off this zone here. But this is a very nice setup as well. Just have to wait where market will respect. If it's back at this level or it's at this level, then we can catch our price. Then lastly we have Euro card, the one we lost. You can see market is probably going, it's likely going to make a bullish daily shift. You can see so this market is going to go bullish today, most likely. Then you just have to look for Friday to have that weak pullback. Then Monday we can see if we can do something here. So that's it. That's the only update I have for you guys. For now we only have this one that's looking good, retesting our level. Most of these are well off gone. This one gone. I see even no way you can join this trade, even if it's made a double, even though it's made this sneaky head and shoulder. I can't join this trade now. You can see it has made this sneaky head and shoulder right there. But if I'm trading here, then this just means I'm doing. Wait a minute first. The market is trying to reach this level here. That's the target. And sorry to respect this zone. And it's broken below this zone now. Yeah, so I think now Monday or Friday or Monday we might have that retest here, then a continuation to sell. That's what this market might likely do. And the 4 hour might go bullish, then go bearish again, then give you that sell opportunity again. Then yeah, but most I'm probably not going to pick it. But yeah, so this is what we have, and I'll update you guys at with the 1 p.m. last 4 hour candle. Yeah. Okay guys, so this is 1 p.m. candle. As I told you, this is now 8 p.m. here. So this is the last candle we go through, and let's just go through my pairs and see if at all got anything interesting. So this is the Dow Jones. You can see it was at its all-time high now. People are selling. Yeah, because I think might maybe go down. They're now cashing out their profits and all. But so anyway, that's not our issue. So this is the US oil now. Uh, Currently it's just at its daily. It's just at its daily OG level here. Yeah, but the daily is bearish. So I would want to see the daily shift from bearish to bullish. Then maybe you can uh, see if we can get some buys. But for now, my mind is not interested, is not even concerned about whatever this pair will be doing. Because right now you can see with this US Iran war, but the weekly is very much bullish, quite alright. But I need the daily to be bullish as well, so I can even start considering this trade. And for now, the only way I can buy this is if the daily was to break above here, because that's where the shift will happen. So what would be fun is if market can make a nice lower low, then later on shifts, then we can get something there. This is Bitcoin. Um, I analyzed this. Maybe I didn't take it though, but I analyzed this and it seemed to play out. But this is just a way of waiting for market to retest, because the daily time frame and the weekly time frame, they are very much bearish, and just waiting for if this price can reach this zone here and I can start catching myself. But for now, this level is of no use to me. So what I even want is this daily to now have a break again, then come at this position here, then we can wait for the 4 hour shift, then we'll sell. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we can do. Because if you look at the weekly, it's very much bearish. It's very much bearish. Why I hide this is because I want you to look at the market, not what I've written, so you can follow me nicely. So if you look at the weekly time frame, you can see we are very much bearish, and this thing even break below. So I expect price to come back at this zone there. Then I'll retest. Then we'll see what the daily will, how the daily will react at this. So then we can go to the 4 hour time frame and we'll sell. So for now, this is where we are. We can't do anything yet. And gold now, it's kind of respecting what we've been waiting for. As I was, okay, these are the rules. Let me just put them right here. Okay, so as you can see, I was telling you I wanted the pair to go bullish, and you can see, yeah, this is where it's supposed to be. This is where the market shifted from being bullish to bearish, as you can clearly see on the daily time frame. So now my interest is this to happen. A pullback here. This is my interest now. I want the daily to come back at this zone. Then I'll catch my bias. If not, I'll wait for market to break above here, because then it will have this double bottom, and which I will explain later if that ever happens. But for now, this is what I'm waiting for in gold. And this will be, yeah, this will be a very nice setup, because as you can see now, gold has shifted from bullish to, from, it has made the new high, and since it's made the new high, I can only buy once market retests the zone, and when it tests the zone, it will be very much bearish on the forward time frame. So meaning I can't take any buys. You see, so this is where it has shifted. It has made the new high. So there's no way I can catch for buys now. But what I need is this price to now come back all the way here and go and fall to go bearish, by breaking below. Then once it reaches this zone here, then I expect it to then shift then we can go with the buys now. So my request is at this zone right now. So this is where I'll be waiting for price to return. Then we'll see if we can catch our buys. And now back to the pairs we've been waiting on. So firstly, GP AUD, I'm still waiting on this retest. We didn't get it yet. Yeah, and I like this EMA, even though I don't really use this. I don't really use this at all. But sometimes I just let it be there, just for the aesthetic of the whole Canva. But the whole thing is just market structure and price action really. So I'm waiting for the price to just retest to this zone. Then I can see what it will do for me. But for now, we can't do anything. And all what's happening here is just price action that I'm not really interested in. Not until this boy can come back to this zone here. Then we will be very much interested. Uh, yeah, so that's what I'm simply just waiting on for now. Mm. Then we have AUD/USD. It's funny, we didn't break above and price now seems to respect this and it's retesting. So this can be a bit valid because this can be a bit valid because it doesn't yet touch this zone. I was concerned if market can touch this zone, then to be really hard at buying because it's now rejecting at this OG level. But luckily didn't do anything. So we can see now market wants to pull back a bit, and we can see if we can catch buys here. Yeah. And if I catch buys here, this should be very risky because if market breaks above below, then the daily is now bearish. So then the trade is already now valid. So this is the only last option I can catch my buys at this point here. Yeah. But the initial G level is this one here. So this is where I expect to see something nice happening for us. Yeah. And this is not fear of missing out, no, because you can see market is retested. As we tested this zone, then the shift happened at this point here. So once we had the shift in the daily, we had the retest and we had the break, but there was no retest at this zone. So if it can come back here, then give me the structure I need, then I can buy. Fear of missing out is if I just enter while market is at this level and then buy. That's now what we call a formal, where I just want to join. But if I wait for price to come back at this zone and give me a structure, then that's now a different thing because I'm 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 buying where I wanted to buy, but market didn't give me the opportunity to buy it at that level. You see? So that's the difference. But yeah, so we'll see what will really happen if price retests at this level. But this is a very nice setup because I can see price is really now making higher highs. Even though it made the lower low, it's now making a higher high. It made the high high, higher low, and high high. So we expect that pullback to now make a new high high. Simple as that. So that's what we are waiting for price to do there. And now we have GBP USD, and thank God they didn't break above here because I didn't want it to break above there because it would have been harder taking the buys. So this is still valid now. Now you just have to wait for Friday to give us that uh, candle retest at this zone, then we can catch the buys. And over AUD USD and AU GBP USD, you can see they are both going the same direction, but In this case, this is where you just pick the one that looks a bit cleaner to you. And at least this one, when the retests come at this point here, will be at the OG level compared to this one. Even in the worst case scenario, if we're catching a buy here, it's risky because the daily has a risk of now going bearish. But if we're at this zone, if it's GPUSD, the only level where price is at risk of going the daily going bearish is if price breaks below here. And there is no any level there is no any opportunity where I can catch my buys here. So I really have only one spot here. So this reduces me to exposure of much risk. That's the only reason why I like this one a bit better. But I don't like the pair, I just like the setup because it looks a bit more cleaner. And yeah, so there's almost caught me there. You almost said he says it doesn't trade because of the pair liking. But no, this one makes a bit more sense because I only have one spot where I can catch my buy, which is at this OG level, you see. But for this one, I have two. I have here and right there. Here it's a bit more risky because once the price just goes down, then the daily is now bearish. You know, if it breaks below this level, trying to give me an entry, and let me do this for you. Okay, so this is the line. Okay. Okay. So let me do this for you. So this is the forward time frame, right? So what if price was to come back at this zone here? If price was to come back at this zone here, then maybe that daily candle breaks below here in the 4 hour retesting. Yes, it breaks below, then the 4 hour shifts and gives me that retest and even gives me an entry position. I'm likely not going to take this trade because the 4 hours now, the daily is bearish, even though the 4 hours given me the entry signal, and now I'm going to miss this trade, you know. Meaning I only have one level, which is here. And so if I pick this one, I'm now hoping price just doesn't come back here. And but they're all just fine. But I just if it's buying, I would really want to buy at this point here. And I just pray I pray the market will do what we want. We can just retest there, then we'll be much fine rather than here. But we'll see whatever it does, that's what we'll do. Then there's this the same it's basically the same thing. They're all just trying to have that pullback. Then we can catch a few sales from there somewhere here. Yeah, maybe somewhere here. Okay. So then we have can you see it? Yeah, somewhere there. So then we have now CHF. This should be this now it now hit our take profit like we were anticipating. You see what I was saying? Once it hits the 1, 2, 3, then there is that change. You see? Now imagine if I close at this 1 to 2 and look at what I would have missed out. Because all this move is another trade that I might take, you see, and it gave me just by being patient with the market. So that's why I chose 1, 2, 3, because I tried sticking with 1 to 2, 1 to 4, and many things happened. So just got the number, and now I'm going to stick to it regardless. So this is now a TP hit trade, and this the trade would have taken, but we made a mistake, and it's okay. This chance will all again repeat itself in the market. What I just learned from this is what I'm doing actually works, and in the near time that you guys will be with me, you will see that we'll catch more trades like this, and we'll be very much happy that we won't even worry that we missed trades like this again on the way. But so that's the trade. And I was saying price might have a simple retest at this level, then a push further. But yeah, I really doubt if I can catch a sale here. I really doubt that. I really doubt, because that's not the OG level I'm buying. I'm selling at. But even though it looks clean here, I can just know that okay, what price might do next is a push there, then a continuation to the downside, and just see, you know. But I wouldn't be trading this because I've tried doing this and I lost. So this is fine, yeah, and it's a very clean win. And this is why I do this. And then we have GPP. You see, this is GP zero GPP. I told you guys we need this full candle closure, not a weak rejection. And this is the full candle closure we are having now. Yeah, if you remember in the morning, I told you that this retest might even break below above here, so that forward can go bullish. So what now I need is, since we are now making higher highs or higher lows, but even though we are still bearish, uh, I would love to see something like this, uh, a bit of a retest and another break, just like that, so it can break above, then now come back to this zone for where I can catch my sales nicely. But either way, if it fails to do that, then ends up retesting this level here. But I really believe market is going to do this, because if it's me catching the engulfing setup trades, the ones I do, then I really have to wait for market to come back to all this level here. Uh, Let me just show you something. This I hope okay. Let me just show you one thing so you can see what I'm talking about. So if I'm catching these engulfing setups like this, I really want the market just to have is just once it breaks that slight push, then they engulf it. Not once it breaks, then it comes back at this level, then I sell based off the engulfing. No, price usually breaks above, and I've seen that multiple times. And another example is this one here. So you can see what price did here. Uh, it broke above, below this level here. You can see it broke below this level, and it gave me an engulfing. But the mistake here was this was a weak rejection, not a full candle retest, you see. And again, and this is what I try my best to avoid, so that once making these trades or these setups, I'm really being a bit more cautious with them. And let me give you another example so you can clearly see. So you see, when I want to catch a sale based off the engulfing, this for engulfing, I have to wait for price to touch the intermediate potential lower high, which is here. So in this case, for this one, what's the intermediate lower high that we have? Let me do this for you guys. The intermediate lower high I had that broke below this zone is at this level, this same level where I've put this line. This is where we have the intermediate level where market made a new higher high, which is here. In fact, it has to be at this level right here, because this is where, yeah, it has to be this level here. So this is where I have to wait for market to hit, then give me that engulfing candle. If it can't give me that, then I can't sell. You see? So that's why I'm anticipating that this might even break above, because if it gives me the engulfing at this level, now I'm not selling at an OG level. I'm selling above my OG level, and I have to wait for price to be near this OG level, near the break of the OG level, even a break. So that's why uh, we have to be a bit more patient and see how tomorrow the candle might continue playing out for us. So you see, even on the daily time frame, this is the intermediate level where you can expect to sell. You can see that line. It's even clear that this is where price, this was the initial, the intermediate potential retest for before market can make a lower low. So simply, this is where price will retest at before it even goes further below here. You see, but this can be so, this is so long. If I draw something like this, you see that this OG level becomes long, but let's see if we can kind of like reduce this. What if we do this? Yeah, if we use this level, because we have the touches there. Uh, because the daily is still bearish, so this 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 price action really don't mean anything, unless if we're only at the OG levels. So let me just try to see if, because I really want, let me see if, I think this makes sense. Yeah, this makes sense. This line makes sense more. Yeah, this is how I was supposed to draw it. Yeah, but let's use the weekly time frame. That's a bit, yeah, this is where it's supposed to be, because you can also see this is where the weekly time frame is kind of rejecting. And yeah, that's where we're having the retest as well. So yeah, so that's why we'll see um price, how price will react at this level. So you see, I would have made a mistake by even selling here, while the real OG level is at this level. Okay, so these are the things we have to be careful of. And so now this even makes sense, because I was wondering, how can the OG level be this small where we are the potential break and the market, and I'm expecting, and I'm ready to sell at this level. But now this makes sense, because this is where we are the initial push below. So that's why we are waiting for that retest. Many of you can call this your supply. I don't know. But yeah, it's the same thing. So that's where we need price to now come back at. If it doesn't tap in at that level for us, then we simply do nothing. And lastly, NZD USD. This is very nice. We are seeing a slight retest as well, where we wanted the price to be. And this is fun. So the same thing applies. We just need the retest, and it's now fine that it didn't make any higher high or higher low. So whatever will happen here, is just price action. So the only way I'm buying is if price can give me something with this within this level here, within this level. That's the only way we are going to buy. So the first OG level we have is this one there, and the second one we have is this one here. So it just matters where it will give us uh, a nice retest and a nice engulfing. Because at this point, the only thing I can use is an engulfing, since market never made this, since the 4 hour is already bearish. So I just have to wait for it to react at this level or react at that level. And these are the other straight to take, because you don't know where to respect, because it can even respect at this point here, since it's already bullish. So but it's better for those who use the two. Let me just show you something so you can see 2 hour time frame. So if you see on the 2 hour time frame, you see the 2 hour time frame here will go bearish. So this means if you're using the 2 hour time frame, this will be easier for you to take because you just wait for price to reach at least any of these levels, then wait for the shift, then you can catch the sell buy. But for me, I stick to 4 hour time frame, and still I can tell that here price, if I switch to the 4 hour time frame, the 1 hour or the 2 hour time frame, it has done what I needed it to do. There will be a shift and there will be a retest and there will be all those small things that I look at, but I'll just stick to the 4 hour time frame for entry because I believe once the 4 hour shows me a clear picture, then the market is ready to go. So that's the setup. And lastly, we have this other pair. Okay, so we can see the daily is struggling to break above. So we wait if tomorrow we have the initial break of the daily time frame. This is the trade we took. And so that's it for this day. And I'll update you guys tomorrow morning during London Open. Oh, yeah.